I talked about emotional decision making. Emotions are involved in everything we do, even if you don't think they are. So the presentation today was talking about how emotions get in our way and cloud our judgments so that we can't make a really objective decision. We think we're trying to be rational and factual, but emotions are actually playing, whether it's pricing issues, people asking for a discount, whether it's reviews or message board posts or social media posts that you don't agree with, competitor issues, somebody you think is stealing your designs or stuff like that. So emotions are going to get involved in that, and how can you make better decisions when it comes to your customers, your staffing, your pricing, and all, and just to realize it. Once you realize it, then you can do something about it. You know when you're getting all crazy because somebody said something on a website, but it's hard to think clearly. But if you asked me what should I do, I can think clearly because it's not me. So how can you do that yourself? Well, not to get into is making better decisions in the beginning. So one of the things I spoke about was pricing issues. You don't want to give the customer a price too early, but they want a price early. So can you have better, clearer pricing, and then you won't have that question come up as much. That's one way to do it. When it comes to reviews and things like that, treat people better, but there's always going to be somebody who thinks you've done them wrong, right? I mean, that's what they're going to think. So how do you handle that is to take a step back. One of the things I talked about was a guy wrote an article about the revolving door approach, which is if a new management team came in and was going to handle that situation, what would they do? Because they're not emotionally connected to it. So what would they do? Well, they would probably make that customer happy. They might give them more than you're willing to give them because you're like, oh, they don't deserve that or whatever. So that was one. The other was called zero-based thinking, which is a guy, he posed this. He said, if you had to sell all your stocks tonight, there are no transaction charges, you had to sell them all, would you buy them all back in the morning? If you would, then you have the right stocks. But if you wouldn't, then why are you still holding the ones that you wouldn't buy back? Well, I said the same thing could be said for customers. Do you like all your customers, or would you fire some of them? And if the answer is you would fire some, why are you still holding them? Why aren't you firing them? What about your staff? Would you hire all your staff back tomorrow morning? And some people will be like, everybody, but maybe not her, or maybe not him. Well, why are they still on your staff? So can you make better decisions? Because you're emotionally connected, you take the emotion out, not fully, but take the emotion out, and you can make a better decision.